look, so I got to keep this short and sweet. So my bad about the season 3 and how the words are. Pretty much right now, there's no plans for season 3 of Peacemaker. But right now, we're gonna get our 11th Street Kids to the show, possibly called Checkmate, which will possibly the secret show. There's also a reason how this ties into the lanterns of when we get into our next thing. But let me break down episode 8 really quick. So pretty much what we got is we found out Rick Flag wants to lock up and protect the American citizens at all costs, no matter how inhumane it is to do it. Our 11th Street Kids, or the people that were still tied in with Argus, realized that Argus is more of like an enemy than a ally, first and foremost. Then we end up getting our 11th Street Kids creating Checkmate right here above. And that ends up starting. They're pretty much the counterpart to Argus. They're going to help be the good guys instead of treating people or trying to save the world the way in the manners of what Argus does, at which is at any cost or any means. Then we also see Peacemaker be the first prisoner, Project Salvation, which is the prison that Rick Flag Sr. wanted to create to protect all American citizens, no matter how inhumane it was. And Peacemaker, not being a meta-human, happened to be the first victim because he killed his son, Rick Flag Jr. And now, here's how this ties in. So, Checkmate here above is a regulation system, or pretty much this is a character, an entity that James Gunn is introducing, because this is interchangeable with characters. As you see on this cover, you see Alan Scott, Sasha Bordeaux, and then you see Mr. Terrific towards the back. Now, why did I show this picture? Well, just as of recently, we found out news that Alan Scott is going to be murdered in the beginning of Lanterns. Now, after Peacemaker season 2, Adebayo or the team end up linking up with Alan Scott to be able to recruit him part of the Checkmates, because he's one of the kings of Checkmate. So with that being said, his death leads into the Lanterns getting involved, because Alan Scott was looking for Peacemaker and helping out with this situation, because he's somebody that can travel to different worlds. So it kind of makes sense. So that's how we're possibly going to lead into the beginning. This is how we're going to see our 11th Street Kids, or the Checkmate team, be incorporated into this, and also introduce Salvation, where there's probably a deeper story that we need to find out. James Gunn has hinted that Salvation is not as safe as they actually think, and there's possibly somebody there. This guy. Yeah, him. That guy. But with that all being said, I have to kind of rush through this. When I do have time, I would hopefully be able to break this down before Lantern comes out. So hopefully by next week, I'll give you like a longer video with like more details. But this is just a short spin. Tell me in the comments below what you think your theories are of how we're going to get introduced into Lanterns, and how Checkmate and Salvation will play a part in the new DCU.